You're standing at your front door. You slide a jagged piece of metal into the keyhole, give it a quarter turn, and click. The door swings open. It feels like magic, or at the very least, a simple mechanical chore. But what actually happens in that half second? If you could shrink yourself down to the size of a dust mite, you wouldn't see a simple mechanism. You would see a high-stakes microscopic obstacle course involving brass towers, spring-loaded bullets, and a split-second dance of precision engineering. Today, we're going inside the pin tumbler lock, the anatomy of the obstacle course. Well, let's look at the core of the lock. Inside the cylindrical plug that rotates when you turn your key, there are several vertical holes. Inside these holes sit two main components stacked on top of each other. First, the key pins. These are the bottom pins. They come in different lengths and directly touch your key. Second, the driver pins. These sit on top, blocking the rotation of the plug. Holding them all down are springs. In a locked state, the driver pins are pushed down across the shear line. That's the critical gap between the inner rotating plug and the outer stationary housing of the lock. Because the driver pins are straddling that gap, they act like a bolt, physically preventing the plug from turning. Here is where the genius of the key comes in. Your key isn't just a random shape, it's a physical map of the lock's internal configuration. When you slide the key into the lock, those jagged teeth, technically called bittings, push the key pins up to specific heights. If the key is cut correctly, it pushes every single pin to the exact spot where the gap between the key pin and the driver pin aligns perfectly with the shear line. Suddenly, the obstruction is removed. The driver pins are pushed completely out of the way, resting entirely inside the housing, while the key pins are tucked neatly inside the rotating plug. With all the pins perfectly aligned, there is zero resistance. The plug is free to rotate. You aren't unlocking the door with force. You are simply creating a smooth, uninterrupted path for the plug to turn. Why master keys and picking exist? You might wonder, if the pins have to be at a specific height, how do master keys or lockpicks work? Master keys. These work by adding a third piece, a master wafer, into the pin stack. This creates two possible points where the stack can clear the shear line, allowing two different keys to open the same lock. Lockpicking. When a picker uses a tension wrench to rotate the plug slightly, they create a microscopic ledge. The pins are then caught on that ledge one by one. By setting them individually until they all meet the shear line, the picker replicates exactly what your key does without the key. The next time you walk through your front door, pause for a second. That simple click is the result of thousands of years of mechanical evolution, culminating in a microscopic dance where metal pins, springs, and precision cuts align within millimeters to grant you access. It's a reminder that even the most mundane things in our lives are backed by incredible engineering, if you know where to look.